They said we were gonna have flying cars, and here we have vapes with touchscreens on it. Let's be real. How much do you love yourself in order to have a short-term sacrifice right now that will end up benefiting you so much more in the future?
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
Jamba everyone, welcome or welcome back, and in today's video I am going to be talking about how I am officially 1 year vape free. If you want to get extra technical, I'm technically only 364 days. Tomorrow is actually my 1 year. I was off by 1 day, but I'm still gonna make this video because technically I did it, bitch. I did it. This video isn't gonna be too long. I'm just gonna be talking about like my journey, the process, kind of just like how much can genuinely change in a year, and to have faith within yourself. If you genuinely think that you are capable of doing something, do it then. Prove everyone wrong who thinks that you can't do it, or even just prove to yourself that you can. So without further ado, let's get started. So about a year ago, I made a video titled I Quit Vaping Cold Turkey for Congo. I essentially documented the first week, 2 weeks of me quitting vaping. It was definitely like a hard thing to do, and I genuinely never thought that I would be able to quit vaping, but here I am. I made a promise to myself for my 21st birthday that I wanted to quit vaping before then, and I exceeded my expectations with not only quitting 2 months before my birthday, but also going to Bali for my 21st birthday and having literally a vape store on every single corner, and still kind of going through withdrawals, especially with not being able to smoke weed in that country. With quitting vaping, in a sense, right after brands that I wanted to work with started engaging in my content and everything else along those lines, so it showed me that, you know, I am making a step in my higher self and my higher direction on where I genuinely want to go. And I always say, like, you have to give grace and like appreciation for the past version of you that did everything leading up to who you are now. I would not be where I am right now, the lessons that I've learned and everything thus far, without quitting vaping. Imagine if I didn't keep that promise to myself, or essentially had the promise but then started vaping again. That would have just been a no-no. That is why I'm also excited, because I kept this promise to myself, but I also posted it online to hold me accountable. It's also something, you can't really see it, but on my whiteboard over there in the top right corner, I have something that says vape free, and I write on my whiteboard every single day my to-do list, what I need to do before, you know, doing anything essentially. So every single day I'm writing on my whiteboard, every single day I'm erasing that one number and putting the next number to show myself that I actually was able to quit vaping. I have genuinely seen so many different health benefits within myself. I feel like the biggest thing is especially working out, and I can take a deep breath. When I was vaping, I noticed I was very short of breath. I had chest pain all the time. I had mucus, and like, you know, you clear your throat. I literally had mucus every single time. Every single day I would clear my throat and all this other stuff, and I would have mucus, and it was just gross. I genuinely was like, if I want to be around a certain group of people, that certain group of people don't vape, if you know what I mean. And especially with being in the fitness industry and just growing my content on my fitness account, I also didn't kind of want to seem like a hypocrite of, oh, you do these to, you know, work out your body, but then I'm sitting here vaping on the side. Smoking weed, that's a whole other topic that I could go into, but when it comes to genuinely vaping and all that other stuff, I am so glad that I have quit. And if you were looking for a sign to quit vaping, this is your sign. I promise you, the first 2 weeks are the hardest, but after you get over that, it's genuinely a mental game. And if you can quit vaping, you can genuinely do anything you set your mind to. I've even seen things where people were saying that vaping was more addictive than heroin itself, because a lot of the times you see that drug addicts, they're like, I just want my cigarette if I'm gonna quit, you know, the drug that they're taking. At rehabs, they still allow tobacco and nicotine because it's more widely accepted in a sense, but I just genuinely didn't want to be a part of that demographic anymore. Another big reason why I wanted to quit vaping is because we genuinely don't know the side effects of vaping, especially with it still being so new. I didn't really start vaping until my freshman year of college, the summer of going into freshman year of college. That was the first time that I bought a vape, and what was I? A junior last year. That's when I decided to quit. So I was vaping for a good 2 years before I was like, yeah, no, this is not for me. Other people have been vaping for years upon years upon years, and they just make the statement that they say that they can never quit vaping, but they've never even tried. I get it. You're gonna be tweaking the fuck out because you are addicted, and who knows what other stuff besides nicotine that they're putting in these vapes. But let's be real, you could probably be addicted to those substances without even really knowing. That's also another big reason, is because yes, I did it for Congo. Yes, I didn't want to be complicit within a genocide, and I take my boycotting seriously. I don't know about a lot of y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video video about it, talking about how activism is just trends a lot of the times. You guys will hop on the bandwagon of saying, oh yeah, I'll quit going to Starbucks or McDonald's, but when it's inconvenient for you, you jump right back on that bandwagon again. So where's the self-discipline? Where's the willpower? If you can't even like boycott certain things, like, and you have that mentality of I can't go without this thing, without da-da-da-da, then what makes you think that you're gonna be able to quit vaping? Vaping is a lot more psychological than it is actually having the addiction. Because of that oral fixation, especially with the accessibility of vapes, we are able to just get our quick buzz wherever, whenever. Smoking cigarettes is a lot more taboo. There's a smell, you have to go outside to do it. And you know, we see a lot more other, I guess, bad factors when it comes to it, like your teeth yellowing, your breath stinks, the stench is on you, all that other stuff. But with vaping, it's so discreet now that you can do it anywhere and everywhere. So that's also what I'm saying by like the discreetness of vaping has made it more addictive than cigarettes itself because of the accessibility to it. The way that I was able to successfully quit vaping, especially with being without it for a certain period of time, because that's always what it was. The gym was my, I guess, place to be able to quit. So when I would go to the gym, I would, you know, be without vaping for about an hour to 2 hours. And then after that, I would ruin my streak, come back in the car and hit my vape. I knew that I wanted to be different for myself. And it's genuinely so hard to believe that that was a year ago. And that's why I want to keep telling people that you never know how much can change genuinely in a year. Before my workout, I took my last hit of my vape, I threw it away. And since then, I have not hit a vape since then. I've been around people who have vaped. I've been in situations where people have offered it to me, but just the things that I've seen online, especially with this one girl who said that she quit vaping, and then when she started back up again, it was even worse on her lungs. That is something that I want to cherish, especially I smoke weed. I'm very open about smoking weed, and combining the two, I don't really like blunts because of the tobacco or the nicotine that's in the blunt wrap. It hurts my throat whenever I hit it. I would rather smoke my joint and be able to enjoy smoking my joint than coughing while smoking a blunt, because the blunt is literally killing my throat. Let's be real. Also, I don't know what the fuck is going on now, but the vapes that I see, what do you mean it has a touchscreen? What do you mean it has a dial where you can have a calculator? Like, just the way that vapes have been innovated in a sense within the past couple of years, or even just the year that I've quit vaping. All I remember was Elf Bars, Loons, Lost Marys, like those. That's what I remember. I don't recall vapes that tell you the percentage, you know, how much battery it has. None of that. I had the vapes where I would hit it. If it would blink, okay, time to fucking charge it. If it was dying or the juice was running out, it would taste burnt. But what do you mean? Like, there's a whole system now that, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost too technologically advanced. They said we were gonna have flying cars, and here we have vapes with touchscreens on it. Let's be real. Just more so when it comes to like self-trust that you have within yourself, I think that it's super important. If you're gonna have a promise to yourself, stick with it. Even if it's after a certain period of time and you've seen, oh, I actually made this goal. That just proves to you that you are able to do things when you set your mind to it. This video has kind of been like rambling and all over the place, but like I genuinely just want to, I guess, stick it into people's head, especially my generation, Gen Z. We were the ones who started, you know, smoking in the classrooms, hiding it, you know, in our, going like this in class. In class is where I first witnessed vaping. Like, and even back then, I genuinely did not like vaping because I was like, oh, I don't like getting buzzed. I don't like getting buzzed. And it was that one flavor that gets your ass. My favorite flavor used to be creamy frostbite. If someone is hitting a creamy frostbite vape, more specifically a Loon, the way it breaks my head and I'm like, is that a creamy frostbite? I literally look like an addict still, but I'm just like, that is so reminiscent. You know, you're waiting in line at a concert, someone's hitting a vape, and it's the creamy frostbite vape. That vape was like, it literally tasted like mint, cookies, and cream. It was so good. Like, that vape alone, like that flavor alone would keep me hooked. I see why y'all niggas are hooked. I see why you're hooked. And it really, like, it breaks my heart because I'm like, damn, I can never hit a creamy frostbite vape again. The one thing about me is I personally don't see it being worth it to ruin my streak of like not hitting a vape in over a year just for a quick buzz or just to, you know, hit that flavor that's super good. It's not worth it for me. I have genuinely done too much progress and too much growth within my life and within my lungs and my body and going to the gym and all that other stuff to ruin it over a vape. And then can you imagine trying to quit after having already that long streak of not vaping? You know what I mean? Those commercials where it's like, what are they? The orange, like the orange something, I don't fucking know. Where it was basically like, first they try to take people off like cigarettes and weed and all that other stuff. Now they're focusing on vaping. And I genuinely see why. Put me on a motherfucking commercial. Cause this right here, we got proof. We got proof, right? Let me be a spokesperson for one of those things things because I don't think that it's as popularized to quit vaping. Like, that should be a movement within itself. Is anybody worried about their health? Is anybody worried about waking up the next fucking morning? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I said this before, I knew my addiction was bad when I would wake up in the middle of the night and chief my vape. Now I wake up in the middle of the night and chug my water. So you see the difference between the two? Like, you know what I mean? We have to start making more conscious decisions with our bodies before we don't have a body anymore. I have said so many times, I am extremely, extremely grateful that I'm even able-bodied, that I'm able to get up every day, do what I want to do my routine, smoke my weed, walk, have the ability to walk and go to the gym and work out and be able to make money. And I am just so incredibly grateful for my life, especially the amount of money that I've saved on not buying juice, not buying new pods, not buying vapes. Spend that money on weed. And don't do too much on my hair either. I'm getting it done today, so I'm gonna be looking extra good, especially for my 1 year vapiversary. Vapiversary is insane. And that's where I'm like, also when I'm talking to people, or even, you know, like I've said in my past videos, I'm a server, so when I'm talking on a long tangent like this and not taking a breath, I was not able to do that before. And I only ever noticed me being able to do it was after I quit vaping. I'd be talking to a table and I'm like, yeah, what else do you need? Yeah, that's really good. And I'd noticed me being able to continuously talk without having to be like, actually, yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah. Because I always have the access of being able to just go hit my vape real quick. I know y'all don't want to hear it. You don't want me to be like those commercials where it's like, just quit vaping. Just don't do it. Don't do it. But I'm genuinely telling you, you can live such a fulfilled life if you quit vaping. If you don't have something, you know, ball and chain, like fucking, I remember the days. And I'm only saying it like that because I can speak from experience. But like I said, the rooms that I want to be in and the people that I want to be around, they're not addicted to vaping. They don't have a fucking thing that looks like a mini cellular device dictating if their mood is good or not. And also, another thing I've noticed with quitting vaping, I fucking eat, okay? Vaping was used to suppress my appetite heavy. And obviously with working at, you know, Cheesecake Factory, a very calorically dense menu. I've obviously gained a lot of weight, but I also would say, like, I remember having to go get an MRI on my knee and they're like, do you vape? Did you know that vaping takes away oxygen from your muscles so it doesn't help it heal us? Whatever. I think that they're right. Doctors are right. Vaping does take away oxygen from your muscles, and that's why I think it's also super important if you're working out, if you're an athlete. Vaping is just simply not worth it. It's not worth it. Are you trying to pass out on the field? You trying to pass out during your workout? And that's another thing a lot of people are not talking about is popcorn lung. Are you trying to get popcorn lung? I've been seeing people's lungs collapse because, like, again, how many times do I have to say we don't know what the fuck they're putting in these vapes? And do you also want to keep funding a genocide that's happening in Congo? Again, I'm not trying to shame anyone for vaping. I used to vape. I'm Gen Z. I know how popular vaping is. But guys, let's be realistic. Is anybody worried about their health? Short-term pleasure, short-term dopamine hits is going to add into long-term consequences in the future. And it's kind of a flex. I'm not even gonna lie, call me whatever, but it's kind of a flex being like, yeah, I quit vaping. Yeah. So like, at the end of the day, I think we should all worry about our health a little bit more. This is me 1 year later, and just showing y'all, like, so much can genuinely change in a year. So that's where I'm just like, you know, keep being you, bitch. Keep doing what you need to do and keep keeping these promises to yourself, because also the promises that you have will also turn into like a manifestation because you're staying true to yourself. You're staying on that vibration. You're staying on that, you know what I mean? Do it for you, baby girl. Do it for who you want to be in the future. All right. Again, like I said, I've also used weed to cope with not, you know, vaping as much, but I'd rather smoke weed than fucking keep vaping. So at the end of the day, I'm not trying to shame anyone. If you're looking for a sign to stop vaping, this is your sign. I promise you it's going to be hard in the beginning, like everything. But then again, how much do you love yourself in order to have a short-term sacrifice right now that will end up benefiting you so much more in the future? Everything is delayed gratification, and you genuinely just have to take time. Take time, be gracious for yourself, and again, love yourself. Okay, I think that's enough rambling that I've done. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hold on, am I wearing the same hoodie from a year ago for my 2-week update vaping? I don't know. If I am, that shows you nothing is a coincidence. Yeah. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.